Hi.
Hello there, I am Tom and this is Max, and together we are It Takes a Journey. Today we are going to be talking about our flooring that we've put in. So we'll be covering all the tools that we used, all the products that we used, and we'll leave links in the description below. Max has also written a blog which details everything. We're also going to be counting knobbles. Do you know what that means?
No.
We're going to be counting knobbles. Stay tuned for that. So at the end of the video, we are going to be covering some things that weren't so successful, but we didn't include in the main content.
Our next video is going to be about our windows, and you get to hear about the mission that we had with that not fitting.
Oh, that was a joyous morning.
If you're enjoying our van build series, please hit the subscribe button and you can see our videos when they come out.
Just hit it.
Go.
Nice.
Go.
Try it again.
Go. Damn it, it doesn't work. You do it.
Go!
What are you up to?
Chop in the lumberjack for the first time.
You don't look like your stereotypical lumberjack.
You need to wear shorter shorts, right? Need to work on their leg tan game.
Yep.
So we're cutting our floor battens. This is 50mm by 25mm roofing battens, the cheapest stuff from Travis Perkins. 3 meters long, so they reach the full length of the van. We have got our flooring battens down. Things have changed slightly since actually getting in the van. We were originally going to have 5 and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we moved this one closer because we wanted it to be on the inside of the chair edge, which is the chair edge is there. Same again here. Chair ends here. We could have put it on this one, but we have in fact put it over here because also our kitchen unit starts here, so we definitely want a batten underneath kitchen units, and we've just put another one in because it looks secure. Best guess, may as well put too much wood in. It's not going to be a problem if it's too strong rather than the other way around. It doesn't go right up to the edge, we've just put it level on the raised battens, and also where the screw holes are we put a countersink just to mould it nicely into that gap there. Yes. On this side, again, haven't gone right up to the edge because it's on the high part, so leave it there. And I mean, we're not going to be putting any weight over this edge. Compared to this edge, where we're obviously going to be putting a lot of weight stepping in, so we really want it to be fitting onto that edge.
I'm just cleaning the area first with some mess, and then sticking on with sticker flex. We are now gluing down the floor battens before we put the insulation in tomorrow.
Tried to put a piece in and it's all just going to shift around, so
easier to get them put in, and then we can measure exactly how we need our insulation to be.
Don't know exactly how much of this to use, so we're just using a lot.
I always cut some nice little notches in so it fits the edge of the van nicely.
Well, it feels really stuck already. Right, pants.
Cool, first one in. It's the first batten in our van. How do you feel?
Excited, so gooey.
Hi Henry, how you doing? Life sucks, huh? Oh. We are going to put in our insulation into our floor. So they're all stuck down. Tom, can you demonstrate that they're
Yeah,
they're stuck down.
Oh, that works really well.
Just trimming bits of the insulation board so that it fits nice and snug.
Oh, hot and cold. I'm so warm right now. That's good insulation, that is.
I don't think that's how it works. Sorry.
That is how it works.
Henry's always in the way.
What do you reckon?
I reckon it's gonna fit. Perfect. Like Good love.
So we just found out the best way to cut the insulation foam board is with a very long Stanley knife blade. So it cuts all the way through, because now, look at that edge. It's beautiful. We haven't been getting any edges like that. So what we're using is a 9mm Stanley blade, and it works wonders.
It's finished. Tom, genius project manager, van builder man.
Stop it.
He has completed the
No, go on, keep going, actually.
insulation.
Keep going.
You a wonderful human being.
Stop it. Stop it. No, keep going.
Anyway, yes, we now have cozy floor.
Cozy floor.
That's not the technical name for it.
I thought Travis Perkins called it sheets of cozy floor.
No.
Have you feel how warm it is?
Yeah, it feels nice and cozy. Can't wait. So then now we just need to put some plywood on it. That's going to be really quick, won't it? Fitting it to the floor.
We have got a template though.
Woohoo!
So we've held on to the existing skanky plywood that we pulled out. So hopefully it should just slot right in. Fill in some of these little gaps that are left in the cracks. There's little gaps around. There's like a knot there. It's like a tiny little gap here. A tiny little gap here. My foam cutting hasn't been totally exact. We're going to use some expanding foam. I'm going to do a test on some cut-offs, see that it doesn't damage it. Doesn't sort of melt the foam to help sort of seal it all up and make it good. It is a few hours later after putting in the squirty foam. Next job is trim off the excess goopy bits, which don't look too bad. The Stanley knife I used to cut these, and I think that'll be grand. Put some lines down the end of these battens that go the length, so that when I cover it up, I know where the centre line is. And I've also put in some pretty hefty screws that go probably about 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres into this. Put an extra about 5mm thick piece of plywood on top of the door. Sliding door piece, because where this batten is connected, it's connected right to the lip of the door, and it's actually a little bit lower than the rest of the battens, because the other battens were on the sort of higher bits of the corrugated flooring. So this was actually on the lower bit. Put a second piece of plywood on top and just wood glued it on, put the clamps back on, and a couple of weights down at this end. Gonna give it a sand just to clean up this edge. Aluminium. I really struggle saying aluminium. The American way is so much easier. Aluminium. Aluminium. I don't think that's right either. Just now sanded. Nice and smooth. There is a big piece of this aluminium sheet down, which covers pretty much the whole van. Instead of going up and down each batten, because that's going to use a lot of the silver tape, and I've got more of this silver sheet than I need, so use that. So I only needed to do the 4 sides. Over the wood, ideally I need to use 2 pieces of tape, like one for each side, because it doesn't quite span the width of the battens. So the plan with the plywood is we've got some new 12mm thick hardwood plywood, and we're using the old stuff, the existing stuff that came with the van, to make our templates. And what we thought was it would be exact, but actually what we're having to do is recut, and as we're calling it, nobble, because we're just sort of taking off edges. I don't know how accurate the existing flooring was, but also because now we've raised it up sort of 3 centimetres, the floor's definitely changed, particularly at the bulkhead. It's because it's actually, I think the plywood used to slip underneath the bulkhead. No.
He's always talking to himself these days.
So we're nobbling, right?
Nobbling. Is that a technical term?
And our tools that we're using to like work out the edges are, well, a jigsaw to cut them away, this orange thing that kind of does edging. A flexible ruler we found was actually pretty good for like the longer pieces, but good for length, but not for accuracy. Good for accuracy, but not for length. So combo between the two, and just patience and just a little bit at a time. So you can see down here where we're going to nobble. Got to nobble this corner off because that's the piece that's touching then.
We're finally laying out the floor.
Our larger bits, we need to mark out how much larger we need them.
He's not listening to me. He's in the floor world. And as usual, our little mess of van building. We've got our good pieces of plywood, our final pieces. There's always just a little bit of knobbling off. Knobbling, as Tom likes to call it.
And that thing is now called the knobbler.
The knobbler and the big cheese.
The big cheese.
So the knobbler is the jigsaw and the big cheese is the big old circular saw. So yeah, so it's just a case of fitting it, taking it in and out basically, and just shaving off small bits. Knobbling off small bits until it fits. But it's going really well, it does fit really well. We'd like to get all 3 pieces done by the end of the day.
We're gonna
get it.
We're gonna.
So yeah, bit of a pain in and out, but better to shave off little bits than, nobble off little bits than to take off too much. Right, I am needed.
What are you doing there?
Knobbling.
What's your techers?
Knobbling. Making lots of nobbles.
This is the third of 3 pieces. This is the last one. It's about 6 PM and we're quite ready to have this thing licked.
Last piece in.
So just to explain, there's now, because we haven't put a batten underneath, there's a 45-degree angle thanks to Master Carpenter over here.
It's a scarf joint.
It's a scarf joint.
Scarf joint.
Oh, it's a very tight fit down this gap. Just pick up
Snug.
and down together.
Yay!
Yeah, that's good. Yeah!
Yay!
That's damn good. That's damn good.
Done. Well, you know,
One step
done,
further.
but not done. Now for the rest of the build. Screw in the floor down.
Screwing the floor down. So this is the floor. It's finally in place. It's not being taken out anymore. Master's taken it in and out probably close to 20 times to nobble. But you can see we've got many screws going all the way down. And basically we marked out with a piece of string from here to that end. We used some string and then a bit of wood to mark out a nice straight line to follow the battens underneath. And now we are putting all the many screws in.
That is a wrap.
Wicked. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button. That helps us out. And a few other bits that we haven't covered were, so things that we did try. With the foam insulation, there was a few ways to cut it. The most successful way was with one long-bladed Stanley knife.
And we tried a few things.
We did try a few things. So sawing it makes a bloody mess because you just end up with the stuff everywhere and it doesn't give a very good cut.
And it does look like it's been snapped.
We tried scoring it with a shorter Stanley blade and then snapping it off, which sort of worked, but again didn't leave a really clean edge. We also tried scoring it and then sawing it with a fine bladed saw. I'd say stick with a long Stanley blade that goes all the way through. It was the easiest.
We try it so you don't have to. Should be our motto. We also filled the gap right at the end with wood filler that is ready to be sanded. So now there are no gaps whatsoever.
And then to finish off this flooring, we will be using vinyl, which this is a sample of.
Actually, it's luxury vinyl sheet. This is a sneak peek of our colour scheme.
You're so fancy!
And he uses it as a mouse mat. If you comment, I will send it to you. Free mouse mat.
Bloody great mouse mat. How many nobbles do you think there were? Do you know?
Like 12.
12! Only 12! Higher!
16.
Higher!
Oh my god. 20.
Oh, too high. You've...
Oh!
19.
19 nobbles!
I think it was 19.
Wow, you say nobble a lot.
I'm not going to count these ones. Or should I? It's gonna
Nobble.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye. Henry, be cheeky.
Henry, cheeky. He's always in the background. He's such a sneaky Hoover.